If I had a dollar for every time somebody asked me to do a collection update, I'd probably have twice, if not three times as much as I already do. So since it seems to be what some of you guys enjoy the most, I figured I'd come down here to Emporium HQ and show you about 90 to 95% of my collection. Um, I know it may seem hard to fathom or even believe, but I do have other stuff that's in my storage unit that you won't get to see in this video. But without further ado, let's start out with the emergency service stuff, which is the first thing that you see when you come down here. Up top are two Code 3 NYPD emergency service unit vehicles. The one on the left is a Mack Salisbury. The one on the right, my right, is a international urban response rescue vehicle, heavy rescue vehicle. Down here, I just have a couple older Johnny Lightnings, and although if you have a really keen eye, you can see that it says JLPD, but they used to kind of mimic the NYPD paint schemes or livery, so it does fit quite well. The other vehicles I have up here are just, for example, this GMC van. A lot of times, when police are doing a takedown or kind of a joint operation, a lot of times the SWAT team will get up in a larger van, so that's why that's there. And then, of course, you have the Walker Texas Ranger Johnny Lightning Dodge Ram. The next shelf is my FDNY shelf. Nothing really too great to write home here about. A lot of, I think they're called Americom rescue units, which basically they're allowed to use some of the molds from Code 3, and they produce them at a much, much more affordable cost. But I have Rescue 1 down there. Here's Truck 43, a hazmat operations old Mack truck. Here's an FDNY battalion chief, and of course the famous Squad 61 with the American flag and bald eagle, and the never forget 343 for September 11th. Up front are again just some 1/64 scale FDNY vehicles, and up front are some black government vehicles, such as a couple Ford Taurus shows, Suburban, things like that. Down here is the NYPD diorama set. Now, it doesn't come, if you were to buy this from Code 3, again, I apologize about the camera shaking as much as it is, but if you were to buy this diorama set, it doesn't come with everything you see in here. This is a lot of extra stuff that I've just put in there for time space, and this is the newest edition, which is part of Green Light's Hitch and Tow series. That's a Dodge Ram with a horse trailer for the NYPD's mounted unit. Now, it doesn't come with 1/64 scale horses, but still a nice inclusion nonetheless. All right, so backing up here on the main shelf. Up here, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves are about 99% Caterpillar models, mostly Norscott and Tonkin. As you can see here, there's really no organization, if you will. It's mostly just kind of where things would fit. But I guess all that really matters sometimes is I know where things are when I need to find them. But here they are. This shelf has most of the bigger Norscott stuff, like the mining trucks or the large wheel loaders like the 993s, and the mega water tanker down there as well. Back here, again, hard to see, but there's a Joel roller back there. Both of the Cat 980Ks, the new one, the rock configuration, and the material handling configuration is back there somewhere. Up front here, 420E backhoe, 963 track loader. Down here are all Tonkin replicas models, with the sole exception of this. This is the Sword end-tire distributor truck in black. The rest of these, for the most part, are all Tonkins. They're not just empty boxes. For example, here's the 340. What else we got? This is the General Forestry Road Builder. That's the only one I got that didn't come in an outer shipping box. They're all labeled, like this is the 966K, this is the 950K, 966K XE, etc., etc., etc. The only thing that really isn't Tonkin on this shelf is this 1/40th scale 320D, which I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. It's not really one of my favorites. And no, I didn't pay anywhere near $98 for it. And I'm glad I didn't. Down here, some more backhoes, a couple TWH Oshkosh plows, and a ready-mix concrete truck in 4X colors. The Conrad long reach 250x4. Couple NZG backhoes, 312 up top, 325L on the bottom. Little shuttle lift crane, 132 scale combine. That sword box has the Freightliner Century class. And there's a Norscot cat generator. Over here, you can already see it. It's the Norscot O-gauge Caterpillar train that came out in 2001. Up here, for the most part, are my first gear stuff, both in 1/64 and 1/50 scale. If I were taller, that would greatly help. But up top is the orange rotator. Then you have the cement mixer. You got the 1/64 scale Mack truck with the dump trailer. Lowboy. Couple lowboys there on the back. The Peterbilt bottom dump trailer is right here. And the blue Kenworth dump truck with the black tag trailers up there as well. Up here to the left, in those brown boxes, are 3 CCM models. The 16M grader, the 349, and what else did I get? The 245 front shovel. Here you've got a Volvo paver, wheeled paver by Motor Art. All 3 of the Road Tech models. You've seen those before. Both of the ham rollers are up here. Smooth drum compactor and the Padfoot compactors back there. This is the pneumatic drum. This is the Viertken. What is this? Oh, this is the small Viertken coal planer. I think it's a P150, something like that. That's the large coal planer. Up here, you have the Vogler Super 2100-3 tracked paver. That is a humongous paver with a very, very large screed. And this is the 250i. Got the Sakayu Viertken cold planer. That's a piece of garbage. The Atlas Copco Rock L8 blast drill. You got a Vogler transfer device up here, Keebri model kit for 184 scale, W35DC milling machine for sidewalks and driveways. This, I believe, is the Kleeman rock crusher, and there's also another milling machine. I have all of the milling machines by Viertken. On this shelf, just again a variety of stuff. Anything from a Viertken WR2500 recycler, soil stabilizer. This is a Bowmag milling machine. You guys have seen those. This is both the Vermeer terrain leveler and the leveler and the trencher. You guys have not seen these yet. These are going to come up on a Diecast Emporium video soon, but those are both the Atlas Copco pavers. Have a Diecast Promotions D33x44 Navigator Vermeer, another Vermeer trencher, old NZG compactor, some 3D to scale stuff up there, the Komatsu backhoe. Like I said, just a lot of assortment stuff here. As far as the Volvo goes, because I know there's a lot of Volvo fans out there, have the little compactor. I believe that's the DD25W. This is the tracked paver. This is a EC300. And the bottom one is a rock truck. Back here, you can't really see it at all, but that's an L60 wheel loader. And there's also another excavator. Here, mostly deer stuff. Feller bunchers, forestry equipment. Couple excavators, couple rock trucks, couple loaders. All kinds of fun stuff. And back there, you can just barely see it, but that's a Cedar Rapids paver. That's a very, very hard model to come across. Down here, a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Case wheel loaders, 872 GP grader, That's probably going to be leaving Emporium HQ hopefully soon. A Norscot Grove scissor lift, Komatsu track loader, Newson mini excavator, a couple Bobcats. Over here are the 3 Norscot 1 to 50 scale modeling kits that came out in 2002. Those are still sealed and have not been tampered with since I picked them up at Syracuse Supply back in 2002. Not sure how well this is going to show up considering it's through glass, but this is where I keep the majority of my HO stuff, HO scale things, excuse me. This is a firehouse that's about 90% built. Over here we got a little bit of a kind of a supply shipping yard, if you will. Got some containers and building supplies. Most of my orange fleet is here, which leads directly into the concrete factory. Thanks to my buddy Sean. Got an orange cement mixer. And on the back, they're just trying to finish off paving. There's a CCM roller, CCM paver, and a Bully dump truck. So again, I apologize about the glare. The rest of this stuff is really just kind of odds and ends that I've had. Most of it I've had since childhood. A lot of these are old Matchbox trucks. Pictured screen left, these are in the front row. These are Johnny Lightning trucks that they came out with in the late 90s. Again, had those since childhood. And here I'm trying to replicate kind of like an old equipment yard. It's still very much in the work, but mostly it just has the Matchbox dirt machines, Caterpillar things that are open. There are a few other things, like a case loader here and there, Volvo loader, and there's the Virkin milling machine. So, working on that. Coming over to this shelf, up on top, this has a lot of the forklifts, and actually these next 2 shelves have a lot of the forklifts and skid steers. But on the far left is a 623G elevating scraper in the new colors, and the silver special edition, the 77D off-highway truck. The ones in the middle here, these are 4 Ice Road Truckers 1 to 87 scale Norscot pieces that Norscot did for them. Some forklifts, and below that is probably one of the worst Norscot models ever made, the 320CL excavator. I won't go on too much about that. And then these are the tan military collection. The one that's up on top there in that brown box, that is the tan D6, or I'm sorry, the tan D7, which is really a D6 by Tonkin. Here you've got my Jolth Cat 375. This is not the rarer kind, but I actually prefer this version in this color of the cylinder jackets. The aforementioned many skid steers, or compact track loaders. And behind all that, stacked, are all of the 1 to 64 scale early Norscot pieces that are still in the box. There's a lot of farming implements, a couple scrapers, a couple loaders, all kinds of things. This shelf has my 385 CL and 1 to 64 scale, my 836H landfill compactor, solo compactor on the bottom, 836 landfill, so I've got the 836H and the predecessor to that, which was the 836G, 1 to 32 scale Challenger tractor, and another one below it. This one is actually a cool model because if you notice here, you know I'm a number guy. This was the first Norscot model ever produced when they bought the license or acquired the license from Ertl. So that is the very first model in the lineup. Here's a 988B, also a former Ertl model. D11R, D10T, D10N, the 2 Komatsu shareholder gifts in 1 to 87 scale, the excavator and the dozer. Up front, D6K XL. I don't remember if there's anything behind here or not. Yeah, there is. It's just a gas engine, I should say. 3516B generator set. The 2 material handlers. The one with the W is the wheeled one. The one without the W is the tracked one. 77D off-highway truck. And the one with the clean water tank. D11R, Collector's Edition. And the gold D11R. This is a really nice model. Again, not sure if that'll pick up, but you can see a little bit of it there. Down here, some more Norscot models. Not going to name them all. Just going to kind of pan the camera over. Last shelf in this segment has a lot of the 1/64 scale gift packs that Norscot released in the early 2000s, late 90s. Both of the service trucks. One of them's white, one of them's black. You didn't know that. You know, a lot of people are trying to buy those up to do customs. The 580B Harvester. It's really a processor. That's a pretty difficult model to get your hands on now. Here, got the tow haul, which is a huge, huge model. And just as kind of a joke, I have two 187 scale lowboys in front of it. CCM 187 scale coal planer. D11T. Silver D11T. 992G. 5110B excavator. This is going to be updated by Diecast Masters. And instead of having the yellow hydro lines, they're going to put some black ones on and do a couple of enhancements. But I personally prefer this one. This is a very, very large excavator. Alright, now this is most of my 187 scale stuff. Again, a lot of it's tucked back there, like most of the Norscots are. Just pan and let you guys see it. These obviously are the new Diecast Masters 187 scale stuff. And here's two more CCM 187 scale paving products. This shelf is really where a lot of models don't get used very often. Mixed bag, a plethora, if you will, of different scale models. You got some yard tractors, got some stuff from Toy State, an Athearn, dozer, all kinds of things, really. This shelf has the Chrome 140H motor grader, the large 1/32 scale 416 backhoe, the Cat Euro-sponsored racing truck that Harry Lustarian drove to a championship in, I believe, 2000 or 2001, and the two underground mining machines. These are going to be completely new castings done by Diecast Masters. You're going to see those later in the year. But they were, or at least two versions of them, were released by Norscot prior. Lift truck there, and another one sitting up on top. Finally, on to the last section of shelves. Appreciate you guys watching this. Again, you were the guys who wanted to watch this, so moving on. The Norscot HO model train set. In this box is the Cat 7495 HF electric rope shovel. Currently, that's sitting on my dresser upstairs with a 797F, but that's just the empty box. You can see how massive it is. This shelf, a couple of the Komatsus. There's a Komatsu long reach backhoe back there, a grader, a wheel loader, and another excavator. Sword, dump truck, 357, I believe, with the East Genesis dump trailer. And up front, all of the new Diecast Masters stuff. The big brown box here, sound like I'm doing a commercial for UPS or something, but that's the CCM 660 tow bind scraper. Hitachi ZX870, one of my favorite excavators, even though it is made by WSI. Comes with the bucket, the rock crusher, and the shear. Conrad D11N with impact ripper, that's a pretty sweet model. And the two NZG pavers, the wheeled ones up front, the track ones behind it. Up top, which you can barely see because they're all hidden. Again, I'm always strapped for space, so a lot of the stuff that doesn't get used gets kind of packed further back until I need it. But it's just more NZG stuff. Here, got the Joel Euclid dump truck. 1/32 scale Ford backhoe. Up top, you've got some custom stuff from BRI. There's a light tower, a generator, and a Solar Tech warning board. And this box is, actually, you know what, I misspoke. This box has the 660 from CCM. This big box has the Virkin surface miner. And again, you can check out videos of both of those on my channel if you go looking for them. An NTG 988F, a Conrad articulated dump truck. And over here I have two of the WSI lowboys. The top is the red one with the 4-axle lowboy trailer, and the bottom one is the blue one with the 3-axle lowboy trailer. So there you go, guys. There's yet another look at 95% of the collection. Appreciate all of you that have watched all 20 minutes of this. In a couple months, I will be getting an improved camera, so hopefully the videos and things of that nature will improve in terms of quality, and definitely instead of having to use things around the place, things around my my house, I'll be able to have a camera stand. So the videos are only going to improve, in other words. So hope you guys have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.